Hi everyone, I got another unboxing video here. Earlier in the month of November of 2022, Frog God Games was doing a deep discount on their box sets for Swords and Wizardry, um, which is their which is written and done by Matt Finch, which is a cleanup of and reimagining of the original OD&D white box rules. And yeah, it keeps the spirit of the game, but of old OD&D uh, white box rules, but also has some newer sensibilities and caveats, and the layout and everything, and organization and ease of use and reading and everything is just it probably only comes in second to I would say what OSE is. So yeah, let's open this box up and take a look and see what we got. And let me know if anybody. I do. This does also come with the PDFs for everything, so I could, if interest is out there, and see how I feel about it. I can get into the PDFs of this, and we could take a look at the game a little closer and talk about how it is and differs from other forms of retro clones of D&D, and how this differs and from things like AD&D versus BX versus newer versions of D&D. So, oh yeah, the box set. So they got the box set, and they also got the accessory pack here. So at the top of the box was the accessory pack, and yeah, just this was such a deep discount, and I kind of key on about getting it, and didn't get in on it when they had the Kickstarter a couple years ago, but yeah, so this should be the actual box set. A box within a box has a nice Swords and Wizardly logo on the side. Okay, I'll get into this a little bit here now. Okay, so box set, kind of similar, much like OSE is. These books are digest size, so if you like that or not. And if you do want to kind of, before you even think about getting the box set or buying it, you can get a PDF of the rules for Swords and Wizardry. They're free online. I'll try to put a link in the description of this where you can check out the rules and see what it's like in that. But I think they're a great set of rules and organization and ease of play. And if somebody brand new to, you can get somebody created a character and playing this game within, geez, I think 10, 15 minutes easily. All right. The great introductory or pathway in the uh, role playing games. And this is box set was put out by a company called Frog Games. They're a third party publisher, and they put out a lot of great stuff. Matt Finch, who made this game, he has since left Frog God, and he's doing his own thing now. But he puts out great material, great OSR type material. He was kind of the driving force and kind of got Osric going, which is a retro clone of first edition AD&D. and he was able to use the Open Gaming like OGL to achieve and put out older versions of the game with cleaned up rules and layout and everything, and better organizations of those rules. Okay, so we have the box. The box is actually pretty deep. I guess initially there was thought there was going to make more supplements and stuff for this size. I don't know that that's going to happen now or not, since Matt Finch has since left um, Frog God, and Frog God is now going. Frog God now produces materials for fifth edition D&D. They were doing Swords and Wizardry material. I think they're getting away from putting out content for Swords and Wizardry anymore. They're now putting content out for CNC, which is Castles and Crusades, which is another great company and great system. That's probably what who Gary Gygax was, not to get off topic too much, who Gary Gygax was working with before he passed and stuff, but those rules were what he liked and what probably would have been his a logical successor to what second from second edition D&D to third edition D&D. It's just a more elegant but rule system and light and ease of use, and just a great company that's US based and really appreciates their fans. But that's Troller Games. So Frog God is now doing materials for they're putting out content for 5th edition D&D, Castles and Crusades or CNC, and they are now going to be putting going forward here. They started a couple of months ago for OSE, which is Old School Essentials, which I did a unboxing video and talked about one of the new playtest classes for OSE um, in an earlier unboxing video. So a little thank you letter from the author Matt Finch. There was a little bookmark in here, real small. Some cool art on it. Um, your spells and magic book. Cool art on the cover. These are all little perfect bound books, and they're all soft covers. So table of contents has your list spells listed in alphabetical order, and then it has the spells listed by class, and they go up to level 9. So I believe this is a bit different than original OD&D white boxes, because I'm pretty sure we'll double check, but I think this goes up through Swords and Wizardry goes up through level 20. So yeah, just lists of spells, and spells in this, like the other um, older versions of the game, are real short and tight, and not much more than a paragraph for each spell. There's some cool artwork. The artwork in here is all uses purples and whites, and looks like some black. So it's kind of reminiscent of, I don't know if you've ever seen any of those older monochromatic covers on older D&D supplements and whatnot. The font is a little small in these books. Other people have mentioned that before, and I would have to agree. So um, it's legible, paper's glossy, but font is a little smaller. A little bit larger font would have been nice, maybe, but that would have turned up the page count, I would imagine, too. So, but yeah, cool artwork, nice little concise spell list, spell book. Got the referee tome. So this is like your little version of the Dungeon Master's Guide. Let's see. Pretty. These are all these books are pretty tight. So this book clocks in at. So we got a referee book that clocks in at 34 pages only. So we'll take some more cool, real top-notch artwork on this, by the way. So this looks like instead of the purple theme, this is using, I think that's a red, maybe a red or an orange. So we've got uh, we've got some talking about mapping in the beginning here. Okay, using monsters in encounters, getting lost. Thanks for um okay, here's a section on siege weapon and tactics. That's another thing and I'm sure it's going to get okay, ship combat. I think there's a section on aerial combat too in here. That's something I've never been able to, so maybe this will be a good set for me because I've never gotten into using massive troops or army play or um, ship ship combat myself, and I believe this is aerial combat in there too. And another thing is, I think this older D&D focused a lot on getting to what's called you got so high a level you get to domain play where your fighter got high enough level he could build a stronghold and start his own little kingdom that way. You know, the wizard gets high enough, he gets a wizard tower and gets followers in his wizard tower, and the cleric would build eventually build a church, and the thief would build a thieves guild. That was that was kind of a, I think that's kind of been a forgotten thing in the newer versions of D&D. It just always seems to be about the adventuring, and it's gotten away from the domain play, which I do have to say myself. I never gotten a domain play much, and it's kind of something I've been thinking about and would like to explore and um, yeah, explore and actually achieve in game one time. I think you need to have the right set of players too that want to do that as an end goal. The monsters book, so Swords and Wizardry version of the monster manual. Cool art on the cover. We got yeah, we got some nefarious looking individuals plotting something out. I'm not sure what, but and okay, yeah. So this is using the monochrome types is carried over into this, and they're using green for the monsters and a little short size, concise stat list for all the monsters in here. So look at, you got on each page you might have 3 or 4 monsters put on a page. So some real cool artwork on the inside too. This has demons in it. I can't remember too much. That might be something BX does not have. I don't know that BX had a lot of demons mentioned in it, but I could be wrong. My memory night as he's serving, but um, so yeah, there's demons in this, demons and devils. Yeah, your standard fares, your gnolls and giants, which you'd expect. Oh, there's a cool image of a manticore. I don't know how we can see it on the camera there, but that's a real cool picture. When we get into the PDFs, if you guys want me to do that, or if I just decide to do it, we can take a look further into this. But yeah, nice concise stat blocks. Um, does use yeah, Swords and Wizardry does use, you have your choice of using Ascending or the classic THAC0  2-hit armor class 0. Here's a funny little interpretation or look of what a Sturge is. It's kind of cartoony, kind of funny. Cool picture of a Titan. I don't know, you can see it. Cool picture of a Titan. Then it has your monsters listed by challenge level. So they give them a challenge level based on their number of hit die. So if you're kind of worried about your first level party, you're probably not going to want to put a challenge level 12 being in there, like what comes in. Okay, a flesh golem comes in at 12, level 12. Challenge level 12 monster, shambling mound. Yeah, so your vampires, those all come in the challenge level 12. So if you're worried and not a killer DM and you're worried about challenge levels or balance in your game, um, you have these to go by. Oh yeah, so it goes all the way up to challenge level 14, 16. Gives you a section on how to create your own monsters. Yeah. And here's the player book. So this is going to have all your classes and information for your players and how to play the game. Probably going to have this at the table even more than the referee's book, I would imagine. So this is using a purple and white color scheme. Okay, so it has a breakdown of, how the attributes work and what they are. Choosing a character class. And so yeah, this is Swords and Wizardry is different than OD&D in that OD&D only had, I think it only had actually 3 classes, and then originally it had the fighting man, the cleric, and the magic user, and then you could also, I believe, play a elf, halfling, or dwarf, which was class in those in that edition, I believe, just like BX is. But this gives you Swords and Wizardry gives you kind of some of the character classes that you would see in first edition AD&D. So you have the assassin, the cleric, druid, in this. And each one, you got all your information. They fit it all in like 2 pages each. Fighter, magic user, monk. Some people struggle with that putting because OD&D was kind of like a um, medieval European flavor, and the monk did never seem to fit in. But I always just kind of went with it and kind of incorporated the monk into my games I played. But I've never played a monk, never played a paladin myself. That's a pretty tough character and character class to play and play right. I think it's pretty challenging. So cool. They have paladins in here. It's neat. Um, Rangers are in this too. Wow. Thief. They call them thieves. Newer versions, ever after 2.0 and on, they were always referred to as rogues. This keeps it real and keeps it as a thief. Um, okay, so here you get where you're a demi-human, so your elves, halflings, half elves. I don't think this has. I don't see it. No, it doesn't look like it has half orc in this. So, rules for multi-classing in Swords and Wizardry. I have never been too much of a fan of multi-classing myself, but I know some people enjoy it. Uh, Alignment. I'm pretty sure this keeps it to the 3 alignments. There's law, neutrality, and chaos. Okay, here's your equipment and starting gold. All that works. Um, Rules about encumbrance. How to play. So this gets into the nitty gritty of how you get experience. This is usually going to be, I'm pretty sure, non-magical treasure. Gold retrieved is going to equal your XP time. How rounds and turns and combat and out of combat work. I'm sure your saving throws. Um, in OD&D, there was just one saving throw. You got based upon your level. So the higher level you got, the lower the saving throw was. But I also believe this gives you you can also use the rules if you want to use the multiple different saving throws instead of just the one. So it'll give you the save versus one versus paralysis versus breath weapon. You can use that too. It gives you options in this. Um, okay, we get into combats, the attack rolls. And then these are the attack tables if you want to use the charts. Probably if you're not using if you want to use the charts for if you're using Thaco tables as opposed to ascending armor class. I kind of prefer, I know some people might be heresy, but I kind of prefer the ascending armor class. Okay, rules for turning undead for this for important for your clerics. And yeah, some real cool artwork in here. Then here's an example. Okay, this is an example of play in here. And that's the player's books. Then you got a little pad character sheet. That's all the character sheet is in old school games. Like there's not a lot to look at on here, so it's just a lot of using your imagination and the judge or GM or DM, whatever you want to call the referee, making rulings, not rules. That's what the OSR and these older games are about a lot of times. So very minimalistic character sheet and pad of character sheets. I think it's kind of a throwback to the I think they were called goldenrod sheets back in the AD&D days. So that's kind of a nice little fun little nod. I don't know that I'd use these too much. I would probably you can get character sheets for Swords and Wizardry and print them out online, or you can even get form fillable ones as PDFs or whatnot. But just a fun little caveat, little fun thing to have in the box. Kind of neat. I appreciate it. And then dice. And since it's put out by Frog God, I imagine that's why they're green dice, but just plain dice. Too bad that on the D6 or D20 they didn't put their little logo on there for the 20 or the 6 or something like that, because a lot of times I think in OD&D it's all you really used. I think all the weapons did a D6 damage, and you used the D20 and D6, and that was mostly it back in OD&D. But I think this has the Swords and Wizardry has the variable weapon damage. But even if you wanted to keep it simpler, you could just use your D6 for everybody for the weapon damage if you wanted. But yeah, so anyways, you can never have too many dice, right? Okay, so let's dive into the accessory pack here. So I know this. I think this has a accessory pack. I think it has an adventure, and I know it has a small little GM screen. It's like one of those half half screens. So uh, you're probably not gonna hide too much behind the screen, but I guess there might be some information on there that's useful. But we'll find out, I guess, here in a second. Trying to find the best spot to open this so I don't damage anything. There we go. And this accessory pack will fit right inside my box for my box set, I would guess. So, yeah, just got a little wrapper on the outside of it. So, like every good box set should, it does have a beginning adventure. So it has an adventure titled Baron's Gambit. And I'm guessing Matt Fitch probably wrote this adventure too. Yep. Author Matt Finch. Swords and Wizardry Adventure for characters level 1 or 2. And this, I think this uses the Lost Land setting for that Frog God has. They have their own world and setting. It's huge. If you ever get sales or bundles, they're on Bundle of Holding and Humble Bundle a lot, and they put out top notch stuff. So yeah, looks like a nice little starter adventure here. This adventure clocks in at, looks like a whopping 20 pages. It's got some blank pages, I guess, if you wanted to write notes in it, but I don't know too many people that write in their game books nowadays. Okay, so we got some more, another little monster manual, some more monsters for your to add on. And right now, if you go online, they've got a book. It's got like hundreds and hundreds of monsters in it for Swords and Wizardry. You can get. I can't find the book anymore. I don't think it's in print anymore, but it's a supplement by Frog God for Swords and Wizardry. It's called Monstrosities, and it's got like all the monsters from like the classic monster manual and even others. Just hundreds of them. Look, the PDF caught my eye. It's on sale right now. I know on drive-through. And yeah, here's our little. So it's not even really like a half screen. It's like a quarter screen. And all this has in it are the attack tables for your for so I guess keeping with the minimalist approach and old school thing. I guess that's what you need. So if you're using Thaco, you know what scores you need to have here. Oh, I guess it also has it for ascending armor class too. Then some cool artwork on some cool creepy looking underground underdwelling type artwork. Now, well, you'll show up on the camera here, but I got PDFs for all this stuff. We can take a look at it closer in the PDFs if we want. But yeah, that's my November 22, 2022. They had a Frog God had a great sale going on this box set. I think I got it for a little over $30, and then I think the shipping was like 17 bucks. But yeah, top notch box set here for a great retro clone of OD&D. Um, so yeah, that's my unboxing. Yeah, we'll take a further dive into it if you guys want to learn some more about Swords and Wizardry. All right, have a good night, guys. Bye.